on what a Navy SEAL is responsible for doing. And do yourself a favor here and hang in until the end, because there's a devastating update to this story that you're not going to want to miss. So take a look. Navy SEALs were warned against reporting their chief for war crimes. Stabbing a defenseless teenage captive to death, picking off a school-age girl and an old man from a sniper's roost. Not sure I've ever seen that word before. Indiscriminately spraying neighborhoods with rockets and machine gun fire. Navy SEAL commandos from Team 7's Alpha Platoon said they had seen their highly decorated platoon chief commit shocking acts in Iraq, and they had spoken up repeatedly, but their frustration grew as months passed and they saw no sign of official action. Tired of being brushed off, 7 members of the platoon called a private meeting with their troop commander in March 2018 at Naval Base Coronado near San Diego. According to a confidential Navy criminal investigation report obtained by the New York Times, they gave him the bloody details and asked for a formal investigation. But instead of launching an investigation that day, the troop commander and his senior enlisted aide, both longtime comrades of the accused platoon leader, Special Operations Chief Edward Gallagher, warned the 7 platoon members that speaking out could cost them and others their careers, according to the report. Whoa, they go on. 2 SEAL snipers told investigators that one day, from his sniper nest, Chief Gallagher shot a girl in a flower print hijab who was walking with other girls on the riverbank. One of those snipers said he watched through his scope as she dropped, clutching her stomach, and other girls dragged her away. Another day, 2 other snipers said the chief shot an unarmed man in a white robe with a wispy white beard. They said the man fell, a red blotch spreading on his back. Now, he also went on to murder somebody with a hunting knife, so they think that this guy's a terrorist. There's a firefight, they injure the guy, then they capture the guy. The guy's like sitting in the medic tent surrounded by medics and there are other Navy SEALs there. This dude walks up, takes out a knife, repeatedly stabs him in the neck, kills him, then takes a picture of him, sends it to his buddy, and brags about it. So, this is a long article. You should read it for yourself. I'll leave it in the video description box. I just gave you some key portions that really impacted me. And it's a maddening story, because what you see is there were some Navy SEALs who were like, whoa, and because this guy he was so unhinged and so savage that even though the culture of the Navy SEALs are like, hey, these are your brothers, and you defend them at all costs, it was so egregious and so over the line that they were like, I mean, we have to do something about this. So they went up the chain of command, and every time they went up the chain of command, they were basically told, fall in line and know your place. And then the only reason we even learned about this, and the only reason why this guy was caught eventually and he was arrested, is because they said, listen, if you don't act on this, we're number 1 going to the highest possible level in the Navy. I don't know what that is. The Admiral? I really don't know, to be fair. We're going to the highest top brass in the Navy. That's point number 1. Point number 2 is we're going to the media. Like, we're going to tell the media everything. And so it was only at that point that they got him. And what's amazing is that they submitted, in evidence you see, this dude literally had text conversations with other people where he bragged about murdering people. Like I said, he took a picture of the guy he murdered who was sitting on the table, but on top of that, there were just endless stories about he literally killed a woman walking, minding her business in a flower hijab, just murdered her. Murdered an old man for no reason. He did it all the time. He was ordering, some of them say, when they were engaged in a mission, he would just point to random houses and be like, hit that house with a rocket launcher. And they'd be like, what? And he'd be like, hit it with a rocket launcher. And, you know, they don't know. There are civilians inside. I don't know. Maybe. Probably. But he would just say, yeah, I don't know, shoot that. He would go shoot across the river and just light everything up with a machine gun. The dude he's barbaric. He's savage. He's genuinely unhinged. Genuinely a murderer. He's just a murderer. He's a brutal, vicious murderer. He's a terrorist because he's killing for political reasons. Because we're there for political reasons. So I don't... A little part of me was like, oh, thank God there were other Navy SEALs who were like, we gotta fucking stop this guy. But then the other part of me was like, but exactly what I thought would happen is what happened, where they were stonewalled at every layer. At every level, they were blocked by their higher-ups, and the higher-ups protected the murderer. And how much of this is going on that we don't even know about in the military? So this is one story that broke through because this guy was too egregious. But how many similar cases where maybe there's somebody who's not as brutal and upfront about it as this guy, but there's like, you know, he's half as brutal as this guy. And he's killed civilians, but, you know, he's not, you know, bragging about it and showing pictures and killing women who are obviously innocent civilians. How many of them are just killing males of a certain age who happen to be innocent civilians, but it's enough, there's enough plausible deniability where the people in the unit go, you know, what, it was probably a bad guy. Like, how much of that is really going on? And then, you know, it hits you. Well, this is how we got a situation where you had minimum 200,000 innocent civilians killed in Iraq. That's minimum. Estimates go up to 1 million. This is how you get a situation like that. Because you do have people like this who join the military because they have a fucking bloodlust. And then they get sent to these countries which did not attack us. They're illegal and offensive invasions, violating international law. And they do stuff like this. See, this is